James Baroud tents can be set up on any vehicle. And in this particular video, we're gonna show you how to properly set up a James Baroud tent on one of the most popular overlanding and off-road vehicles, the Toyota 4Runner. For 4Runners, there's a ton of options of roof racks, but they can basically be grouped into two types: load bars or platforms. So what I mean by load bars is this type of system. In this case, there's two bars, crossbars that go side to side, and they install to the OEM side rails. This is an economical way to put accessories on top of your roof, and it's also very sturdy and versatile if you want to install additional accessories like awnings, lights, or anything else. And this right here is going to be your platform style roof rack. It replaces your OEM side rail. These side rails are typically made of steel, and they have mounting points that attach to the existing mounting points of the original OEM side rail. So there's no drilling involved, but you do have to waterproof. Then they have either 5, 7, or more crossbars that spread the load on top of the crossbar. They are very sleek in design, and you can spread the load in a greater portion of the platform. How do you choose between a load bar system or a platform system? Well, if you're looking for ease of installation and you're looking for something that's very versatile and economic, then go with a load bar. So a Yakima 2 load bar system like this will cost you around $500. The installation is between 30 minutes and to an hour. Maybe a mechanic shop will charge you an hour with including idle time, but this is something that you can do yourself. Whereas with the platform, it's much more involved. You do have to go and bolt into your roof and waterproof. So this is going to be more of like a 2-hour installation if you know what you're doing. A mechanic shop is probably going to charge you 4 hours for this, including idle time. And this is a $900 rack, and they go up from there, right? So you're looking at $500 versus $900, an hour installation that you can probably do yourself, versus like 3 to 4 hours paying for a mechanic to install it. But there are advantages. This is going to be low, so if you have height restrictions, this is going to be your way to go. If aesthetics is something that you're really interested in, so these are very sleek designs. These are going to be more functional. All right, let's take a break and talk about a very important thing: how to choose the right tent for your vehicle. So I get a ton of inquiries all the time asking me, well, what is the tent that fits my vehicle? And in reality, I think about functionality. I choose a tent based on how many people I want to accommodate in the tent, not what fits the vehicle. However, obviously aesthetically, you do want to make some considerations for your vehicle. So I have 3 kids, but in reality, I only like to sleep with maybe 1 other person in the tent. I don't like 5 people inside of the tent. So I usually choose a 2-person tent, and then I complement, if I'm gonna bring my kids, with an awning that has an awning room. So in general, I am going to consider for the 4Runner the 2-person tent as the best fit for the vehicle. Most people are going to want to stay within the width of the vehicle. Now, what does that mean? I mean, vehicles are typically not boxy. The 4Runner certainly is one of those vehicles that's going to be kind of round on the edges. So at the bottom of the 4Runner, you are going to be about 70 inches wide. Now, on the roof of the 4Runner, the roof is approximately 53 inches wide at the top. Medium-sized James Baroud tents are going to be 55 inches wide. Obviously, part of it is kind of like on a contour, obviously going up. So you're almost an inch wider on each side of the tent, which is fine for most people. If you wanted to go with an XL model, that's going to be 4 inches more on each side. So I think the medium and the L size is a good fit aesthetically as far as clearances with the top of the roof. Here's where it gets a little tricky with low profile full platforms. How do you actually mount the tent and accessories? So there is limited access to get your hands and get anywhere close to the brackets. So on a platform like this, you would remove the crossbars all the way to the crossbar that's going to have the mounting bracket for James Baroud. And then you're gonna drop the tent, tighten the bracket, and then remount the crossbars. Some people and some mechanics also make a decision to mount the crossbars to the tent and then drop the tent down to mount it onto the platform. Both ways are tricky and it's just not the easiest of installation. Now, once it's done, you have a very low profile setup compared to a load bar system. I have seen people set up and rack manufacturers offer risers to raise the tent so that you can access the mounting points and also mount accessories to the platform. That is not a good idea. So tents want to be supported side to side to minimize flexibility on the bottom shell, and that is really going to affect the life of your tent. So if you want longevity on your tent, sit the tent right onto the platform and then get mounting points for accessories that mount to the side of the platform. Now let's look at the load bar systems and how to mount the tent. So this is obviously a lot easier. You have a lot of access to the brackets from this point. The brackets get mounted from the side like this, so this is a really easy installation in terms of access. This system is also easy to remove, so you can remove, let's say that you have on your garage roof a lift to take the tent off. You can also remove very easily the whole side rail system. Within, like, I want to say 10 minutes you can remove the whole side rail system, or you can just remove the tent if you wanted to take it on and off. So if you're looking for an easy way for a daily driver to take the tent on and off, this is going to be the way to go. If you go with a platform, it's not an easy install and uninstall every time you're going to do it. Obviously, 4 mounting points on 2 crossbars are going to do the trick. And you can choose to have an extended load bar as far out as you want. Yakima, for example, sells the 50-inch. This is going to be your 60-inch, and then there's also a 70-inch if you want to mount, you know, fishing rod holders, water ports, awnings, obviously, showers, or anything else. When it comes to mounting awnings, awnings is, for me, the best combination of a product to a tent, because you get to the campsite, you want to have shade. If it's raining, you want to be protected from the rain. Now, James Baroud has 4 awning styles. Has a 6-foot side awning, an 8-foot side awning, a wraparound 270 awning, and then the rear awning. Now, for the 4Runner specifically, the 6-foot awning is the best fit, and I'll tell you why. You want the middle of the awning to be aligned with the tent, because there is an opening in this awning so that you can get through the awning into the tent. And if you have an 8-foot awning, the 8-foot awning is going to extend to the back, and the 4Runner has a spoiler right here that prevents you from going farther back. This is the same situation with a 270 awning. So imagine that you had an awning that comes to the back. So you would have to mount the awning so much higher to clear the rear door that it really doesn't make sense. So on a 4Runner, the best fit is going to be your 6-foot side awning. There is a misconception that you have to have a huge truck and put a ton of money on it just to go camping. If camping is your priority, you can get a James Baroud tent, best tents in the market, for just $3,000. Or, of course, you can do a huge build like Simon 4Runner and spend $30,000 plus. The reality is that if you have a 4Runner, you already have a vehicle that has great off-road capabilities and is a luxury SUV. So you know what? Build it how it's right for you.